This clip is sponsored by Wash and Go, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, I'm surrounded by a sea of green. By now you should know that Wash and Go is the best way to look after your luscious locks. I mean, look at what it's done for mine. Fantastic. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at some of the 600 plus unreal reviews on their Amazon page. Linda from the United Kingdom says, well, it smells lush and leaves hair smelling fresh. Fantastic, Linda. Kindle customer JSB says, product arrived as advertised. Always very important. Always important to know that, Kindle customer JSB. And finally, my personal favourite, it's shampoo and it works for me. Absolutely fantastic there from Casey. It is indeed shampoo and also a conditioner. If you want to get your Wash and Go today, then hit the link in the description and get your bottle sent to you today. And remember, it's a shampoo and it works for me. I just refresh that so Ronaldo's in sync. The first thing I want to talk about is this dressing room unrest. Look, I was there at the hospital yesterday waiting to have this operation, and I got delayed, so I was sat there looking on Twitter. And you know what? Twitter's not a nice place, is it, sometimes? And the amount of abuse that was being thrown at people, and the amount of abuse that was being thrown at me, like apparently I'm the problem, apparently I'm anti-Rashford, apparently I'm racist, and I'm like, if you watch the content and you're part of the community, then let's have a discussion. But if you're not part of the community and you just believe lies about Forest fan and all this bollocks, you need shutting down. In fact, you need to get a life. I've consistently said on this channel for 4 years, Marcus Rashford's one of my favourite players. But you know what I do? I'm not influenced by agenda. I'm not influenced by favourites. If Bruno has a crap game, which I think he did on Monday, and many people disagreed, I'll say it's crap, even though Bruno's one of my favourite players. I easily, if I have a positive agenda towards Bruno, could have said he was man of the match on Monday, because a lot of people thought he was good. I didn't, and I'll call it out. Martial last year was crap, one of my favourite players. Rashford's not been very good this season. One of my favourite players, he's not been that good. So, for a start, I can't be arsed with Player FC. I just can't be arsed with it. And I know it's a new phenomenon, and I know lots of people do like it, but I can't be arsed with Player FC. So, first of all, obviously, we had the tweet from Falk yesterday afternoon. Rashford replied to it saying he was causing division. And then Falk said, I'm not. And, I actually thought it was quite funny. I even did the deck chair and the popcorn gif. I thought it was actually quite funny because I thought, this is social media Man United arguing with a journalist. I mean, whoever is advising Marcus Rashford, I bet he didn't even do the tweet himself anyway. That's the hilarious thing. Full of replies of, go on Marcus, go for it Marcus. And we know that a lot of these people don't even do their own tweets. But the worst thing you can do is start having an argument with a journalist, especially if they're not telling the truth. They follow each other on Twitter. Maybe send him a DM. That's the hilarious thing. So, well, no, he follows Rashford. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well after the operation, mate. I'm a bit sore, Mikael Roach, and I've got to be a little bit careful here because I don't want to get too angry. But, there's people in the replies going, go on, Marcus, because he's replied to it. And I thought, you know what? People talk about being influenced, right? I know our community. I don't influence anybody. I have my opinion. Most people disagree with me a lot of the time. That's the brilliance of the community we've got. Well, I tell you what, if you want to talk about influence, a player can put a tweet out that they've probably not even done. So it's not even them putting it out. And people are going, go on that player. Go on that player. What about Bruno the other night? Brogba. Oh, go on, Bruno, you're my ledge. He probably didn't even put it out. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. This is me. I am talking to you. When a player tweets, guarantee there's a very big chance it's not them. And you're all going, go on there, lad. Sit them down, lad. It's probably some admin on 30 grand a year. And you're going, go on there, lad. You need to wake up and smell the coffee in relation to modern football. They ain't sat there doing their bloody socials. And you need to wake up and smell the coffee on that. But, you know what? Let's dissect the problem. This is Ronaldo against Maguire. This is a captaincy and leadership issue. I do not know for a fact that Marcus Rashford's got a problem with Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that Christian Falk thing is true, but I don't know whether he's got the right players involved. But I know from various people, and you can deny this all you like. I've seen people going outraged saying, oh, it's just the press. It's just the press trying to cause division. I'll tell you now, it's not the press trying to cause division. It's well established, it's well known that there is issues in that dressing room. And I'm not talking about people walking in and grabbing Ronaldo's shorts and throwing him in the shower. It's not like that. They're disgruntled. Disgruntled means they're not completely happy. So, look, I said yesterday, Glenn. I don't see the point in getting involved individually in players because they'll all put training pictures out today. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a picture of Maguire, Rashford, and Ronaldo with arms around their shoulders and a smile. That's the way United work. You're an idiot if you think that means there's no division. That's just how you deal with something like this. That's how they should have dealt with it anyway. Don't get into arguments on Twitter. Just put a picture of yourself on the winning team. But I'm telling you now, from very, 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 very good sources, and they're not, read the Manchester Evening News, listen to Gary Neville, listen to anybody. Everybody knows that United dressing room is not what it was like a year ago. It's disgruntled, it's divided, there are cliques. Doesn't mean we can't win games of football, but basically what happened is Cristiano Ronaldo came in, he is the leader, and the people who think they're the leaders don't like it. And, they might just be bumping their gums a bit. No one's saying that anyone's pinning each other up against the wall, but there's a lot of unhappiness at that in that dressing room. And the way United need to deal with it is the way I think they will. Let's get some pictures out in the training kit with the training sponsor of players who have meant to fallen out smiling with each other. And that, you know what? Put a tweet out about it, and all the idiots on Twitter who are gullible will go, "That's my team. What's this all about?" I think people got lost in it yesterday. It wasn't Christian Falk against Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford might not have anything to do with it. Christian Falk is just one journalist. That story yesterday was pantomime, and that's why I was laughing about it. I thought it was quite funny how they were arguing with each other on Twitter, because that is not the issue. The issue is Man United are shit, the leaders are shit, and there is an issue in the dressing room between the players. That's the truth. Who's involved? Does it really matter? The reality is there is an issue, and it's been brought about by a certain player coming into that dressing room who's inspired some, and others don't like it because they want to be the leader, and that's what it's all about. So ultimately, it's Ronaldo versus Maguire for a leadership battle, and not necessarily because they've fallen out, but because that's the conversation we should be having. That is the conversation we should be having. And you know what? I don't even like all the dressing room leaks. I don't even like the thing that happened yesterday with Christian Falk. I don't like the things that happen in Gary Neville's podcast and in various outlets about unrest, because I know they're true. You know they're true. But I want to talk about football. And beyond dressing room arguments, let's be honest, who should be captain of that club? Not Harry Maguire. I actually think all this stuff takes us away from the football pitch, where it's like an episode of bloody Coronation Street. Who gets on with who? Who's cheating on who? Who's saying to him he likes him and then behind his back is stabbing him in the back? It's like Coronation Street. That's what it's like. And I want to focus on the football. Do we know if Ricky's off to Goodison and the Ibrox would make a good series? Rick's Loney tour, says Joshua Bauer. I think he's on tonight, Joshua, actually. He's on the forum tonight. And how is it possible that through all of this, Man United captain has kept quiet? At least Marcus defended himself if our captain has said nothing. Yeah, but Marcus Rashford's got a fantastic PR team around him. Marcus Rashford's done fantastic stuff off the pitch. Marcus Rashford's a young footballer who needs to have a positive image because of the great things he does. So I actually said to you, well, no, I didn't. I put it in a group chat. I said, as soon as that Christian Falk thing went out, I said, Marcus Rashford PR tweet coming out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And within 2 hours it came out, because that's going to happen. What can Harry Maguire do, in fairness? Can Harry Maguire put a tweet out and say that's not true? No one's going to believe it. And he probably hasn't got the PR team that a Rashford or a Sancho or a modern footballer has. Harry Maguire doesn't strike me as the sort of player that's got Nike and Adidas and Hugo Boss and, Armani queuing up to sponsor him. But, I just don't think he has. So look, I would advise Harry Maguire not to come out and say anything, to be honest, because I think it would just be appalling for him. And one thing I don't like is I don't like agenda and I don't like abuse. At the end of the day, we're talking about football here, and the one thing that really I think these prats on Twitter who abuse people vilely need to realise is that, you've got to look in the mirror. Take a long look in the mirror. Why are you so angry? Why have you got so much hate in you? Because ultimately, that's you. You're infected. Not me, not anybody else. What drives me is I want Manchester United to be the best football team they can be. That's what drives my frustration. That's what drives my conversation. And for me, it's Ronaldo versus Maguire. That's all. And I'm not talking about getting in a ring. I'm not talking about whether they hate each other. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.